Excelsior, and welcome back, true believers. If you're just now joining us, we are frantically refreshing Twitter feeds and Reddit pages and our own internal stenography doc to find out what's happening in the Marvel panel over in Hall H right now. While we were gone there, we got some updates about Secret Invasion. Kobe Smulders is back. We've got Nick Fury meeting up with Rhodey. They're being very vague about this. Apparently the whole thing here, like obviously this is about Skrulls, you know, and you don't know who's who, so it's kind of a good setup for some spy stuff.
It says it's a darker show. They're going to get deeper into characters. It's going to be an exciting thriller. Ben Mendelsohn's there. That's nice. He likes to show up and be broody and sinister.
Yeah.
That's always a fun time.
And Scrolly also.
Apparently there's a new trailer. We don't have it quite yet, but I expect that'll pop up very shortly.
Yep.
And we can
Yeah,
talk over it.
and what's interesting about Secret Invasion is when we met the Skrulls and Captain Marvel, they were the good guys, right? That was sort of like the twist at the end that, you know, they're on the force of good. Secret Invasion is about them secretly invading Earth to try to take it over. So I am curious if there will be like a splinter cell of Skrulls who broke off, probably led by Talos's daughter, who we saw had a little bloodlust in her eyes at the end of the movie.
Right.
And the rumor is that Emilia Clarke will be part of it, and she's playing the villain, the Skrull Queen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're being vague. Like in the I guess the footage they showed, Fury says he's the last person standing between them and what they really want, but doesn't say what, you know, what it is or what they want or who they are or any of that stuff. So it's, you know, they could
I bet it's evil Skrulls.
Evil Skrulls is a safe bet. That seems like, you know, they do get evil here and there. You know? They've been known to cause some problems. Right now there's an Ant-Man and the Wasp mini panel going on. I don't know, it's weird to call these mini panels, but
That one makes sense.
that one does work. She-Hulk mini panel, no thank you. Ant-Man and the Wasp, yeah, little teeny tiny one.
Tiny panel.
Miniature. Panel for ants. But yeah, Peyton Reed on stage brings out Catherine Newton, who plays Cassie Lang. We got that tease of her. In the comics, Cassie is Stinger?
Stature and Stinger. From the poster we saw, she's wearing purple, which is more Stinger. So I think they're going that way.
It says the third movie will get to spend some time in the quantum realm, tons of surprises, and a lot of new characters in this movie. So that's pretty awesome.
So is Stinger stature when she's small?
Yeah, her being more Wasp than Giant.
Okay,
It's
that
like
makes
Ant-Man and
sense.
Giant Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I'm trying to. What's
And of course, Catherine Newton is our new Cassie Lang. The role is recast.
Right, that's right. And Kang will, I mean, we assume that he's a different Kang than who we saw on Loki, right?
Right,
He who remains died on Loki, but it's the multiverse now, right?
Right.
I'm so excited to see Jonathan Majors, hopefully being, you know, multiple Kangs,
Yeah, yeah.
going nuts, doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know
Eventually-
that you see him in the corner here, like here. This is the poster that got shown off. I have a sneaking suspicion somebody might have jumped the gun with this one, but here it is. And there's Jonathan Majors up in the corner there, looking appropriately Kangly.
Very Kang.
And there's, you know, they got the whole matching family outfits there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Scott, Hope in the middle, and that's Cassie Lang. That's or what very much appears to be her Stinger persona.
Yeah, they really this is a very, for like a teaser poster type of thing. This isn't really a teaser. This is just kind of like, there they are.
Yeah.
And there's everything.
Totally.
Have a look.
Well, this is our first look seeing Kang as Kang the Conqueror, right?
Yeah.
Because when he showed up in Loki, that was a different version, right? Someone who was more kind of even-keeled, more of his sort of Immortus personality from the comics. But Kang the Conqueror is the one who's like bad news.
Yeah. We saw a statue of him at the last shot.
In
I
the
think,
end,
right?
I think this is that guy.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
And of course, Cassie then is a member in the comics of the Young Avengers, right? So we've been thinking they're setting up Young Avengers forever, it seems.
There've been a lot of little trail of breadcrumbs there.
Yeah, they have them everywhere, you know, Kate Bishop and everybody. So we keep.
So I'm
inching
actually
towards that.
shocked that the rest of Phase 4 and none of Phase 5 involves Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've been hearing about it for years, and there's so many characters in the MCU now who are a part of that team.
Yeah, but we've only heard about it doing things like this, where a bunch of nerds are sitting around talking about it. Like Marvel has never officially confirmed anything about Young Avengers, right? And they're so tricky that way, you know. We know it's in there. We know it's going to happen. Well, Phase 6.
Disney Plus just confirmed that Vincent D'Onofrio is coming back for Daredevil, obviously.
Right.
Shocking,
Yes.
but
I would hope so.
yes. You
Yeah.
kind of need that man to show up and yell about wine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the Kingpin is, of course, a key player in Born Again, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And you know, we did get him a little bit in Hawkeye at the end there, so it sounds like they've got a lot of plans for him. That's awesome.
Will he be wearing the Hawaiian shirt?
I was wondering that.
Yeah.
Like, clearly we're fans of that look over here.
Yeah. So of course, I mean, it's a different Kingpin and Daredevil though. Like we're all in agreement on that, right? Like it's not the Netflix Kingpin and Daredevil.
Well, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, they said yes, it is, but as we've seen him, that's a different guy. He's like a cartoon character. He gets like cartoonishly blown across the room, and
Gets hit by
he
a
stands
car.
up. He's totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one of our traditions here at IGN during Comic-Con when we do this live show is that it's a tradition we started in 2019 is that we get very excited for Blade, and we only briefly touched on this. So I think it's important to announce, and let's just say right here, that Blade will be in theaters on November 3rd, 2023. Blade. That's the one I can't wait for. I'm so excited for them to do some like actual legit horror stuff. I think they'll really get in there.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to hear about
That logo rules too.
Yeah, it does. And of course, he was hinted at the end of Eternals, right? In one of the Stinger scenes, right? So.
He showed up to warn Black Knight against that cursed sword. So maybe we'll see Kit Harington in the Blade movie as Black Knight.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
For anybody who's like keeping up on recent post-credits appearances, it really feels like they've almost misdirected us with those based on the upcoming lineup, or else they're just sort of like lining the roster to be like, all right, here's who's out there. We'll give them a call if things get weird. But
Right, yeah. Yeah, there's an interesting trend now where it's like, famous person is now this character, and then you don't hear about them again for, I guess at this point, a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Because unless they come in as supporting players. But
That's why this panel right now is such a big deal, because like we had a couple Comic-Cons from home and Marvel's back just revealing an entire slate of movies.
Exactly.
This is what they did in 2019, and like I think that's why this feels so big is because they didn't do this for a few years.
yeah, definitely.
now speaking of Blade, this is sort of, there's that weird corner of like this sort of horror Marvel stuff, and there's the currently untitled Halloween special, which people think is going to be like Werewolf by Night.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, I love that they're again, this is getting big enough that you can have like a, half-hour lawyer comedy, but also a Halloween special with werewolves,
Yeah.
and also Blade. Like it's a universe. It's big.
And it started with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was obviously a Sam Raimi movie, right? I mean, but the idea, if it is Werewolf by Night, that's so cool. And then you got to hope that they bring Dracula into the mix, because he was a villain in Blade, right? So, I mean,
There's a lot going on there.
Marvel even has a Frankenstein monster,
Yeah.
which
They are showing footage for Ant-Man 3 basically right now in the room. This is like exclusive to the panel, but our friends here are describing it. It's Scott is basically just wants to be a boring dad. He's like doing a reading at a bookstore, and the phone rings. Cassie calls him. She's in jail. She was trying to do something that matters, and Scott says he already saved the world, and you're welcome to get me whenever you need me. And then it ends up with Bill Murray in the quantum realm and the MODOK face, and Kang calmly approaches Scott. Footage ends.
Wait.
Oh, and Jonathan Majors just came out. Jonathan Majors is currently on stage.
All right.
Hopefully he's not harassing that Lang family. Just leave them alone. They were having
or
a nice
Bill Murray.
panel.
I'm sorry. I just heard Bill Murray and MODOK face.
Yes.
MODOK face. Just a bunch of question marks.
Bill Murray's
I
gonna
wanna
be
know more
MODOK? What the hell?
Well, poor Amelia, our colleague who is typing this frantically right now, is trying to keep up as best as she can. So, but we have questions for her.
Jonathan, on He Who Remains, this is a different variant of Kang.
Right.
Okay, well, yeah.
Confirmed, obviously.
Yeah.
He says there will be conquering.
Very nice. This is cool. Now, weird thing, we got to look at a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of other stuff that's announced that it's kind of, I don't know where it is. We've got Ironheart and Armor Wars, and then this supposed Wakanda series floating around out there somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I just want to point out that IGN just tweeted in all caps, Bill Murray is in the new trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Bill Murray is in the MCU. We're very excited about this. That's huge. That's awesome.
They should have brought the Bill Murray from Zombieland into Marvel Zombies, actually. That would have worked.
Peyton confirmed, that's the director, that this was indeed MODOK. So,
Okay.
yeah, we're getting a live action MODOK.
All right, MODOK, hell yeah. Get MODOK out
I'm
here.
so into that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they, maybe Patton Oswalt already has some work to do, but it would be nice if they got him as MODOK as well.
I'll just say more of you should have watched that show because it needed a second season and it was very, very good. So go watch MODOK.
And he was here today too, wasn't he?
That's right. He interviewed a beetle on our balcony.
Looks like we're moving to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians
3
3?
now.
Now we
Yeah, they're moving on. They're moving on to our Guardians of the Galaxy 3 mini panel. James Gunn is on stage. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I like
mean,
this.
Yeah.
I wish we were there, but it's still cool.
I'm having a fun time here. I don't know.
All on our
This is
laptops,
actually
just
this is
frantically
part of
typing.
the line to the panel right here. You're last, Max.
Because
I'm sorry.
it goes from the convention center through our studio,
Through our studio, and then
back
out to there,
outside down
yeah.
the street. Yeah.
There are a few. I mean, there's a few cast members for Guardians Volume 3 who haven't been. Their characters haven't been revealed. Like Maria Bakalova, who was in Borat 2, and Nico Santos. I mean, it's just cool that they're like. Sometimes we get surprise reveals of like, hey, this person's in here, and sometimes you get like, here's a person in here. We don't know what the hell they're playing.
This is really awesome. James Gunn's on stage and he says, "You want to hear something weird? I was trying to figure out when I started working on a Guardians of the Galaxy. Turns out it was exactly 10 years ago this week. I flew out to pitch Guardians of the Galaxy while they were filming Iron Man 3.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a full decade that he's been with these characters and telling these stories.
crazy.
It's really, really cool.
And think about how much Guardians changed the MCU too. I mean, like Thor, Thor Ragnarok wouldn't have happened if Guardians hadn't been so successful, just tonally.
So there we have a picture of MODOK, and I guess just imagine Bill Murray in there.
I can see it.
That's breaking my brain right now. I'm trying to figure that out. That is the idea of Bill Murray inside that thing is so wonderful.
I don't like it.
A perfect joining of a bunch of weird things I grew up loving.
No, thank you.
What?
Someone just wrote Bill Murray is not MODOK. I don't know if that's
What?
if
Bill
they're
Murray is
watching
not
this-
MODOK?
Not MODOK, but then why is Bill Murray there? I'm kind of curious.
Sometimes he just shows up. I don't think they even cast him. He could have just wandered in and be
He's
like, you guys
just-
need help doing the dishes? You know, that's sort of.
He's just there. I don't know.
That's
Okay.
a bummer.
My apologies for freaking out about nothing.
Yeah.
The way it was written in our doc, I now see there was a period between we see Bill Murray, period, we see MODOK.
Fake news, man.
All right.
The good news is Bill Murray is still in the movie, and MODOK is still in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, this wouldn't be a
He's
problem
in the
if-
quantum realm. Bill Murray is in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
I mean,
This confusion wouldn't happen if they just live streamed the panel, but then we also would be sitting quietly watching it and not,
Yeah.
getting to do this. But thank you for watching, by the way, if you're watching along at home.
So, by the way, James Gunn also said for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, we're jumping around a lot here. We're having fun. These characters are a bunch of oddballs and outcasts. When he started telling the story, he had an idea of where they were going 10 years ago. This is the end of that story. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
really sad.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, he has said a lot that this is the end, that this will be a trilogy for this iteration of the Guardians, and
Right.
then after that, it'll be something new, something else. I'm sure the
Anything goes.
franchise will live on, but for these characters as we know them,
Well, they already killed off one of them.
Yeah.
too, right? So-
but then brought her back with time travel.
Actually, and they killed off Groot and brought him back with
Well,
baby Groot.
That was his child. That was his son.
Yeah,
Well, so they're showing footage right now, and apparently Gamora's running a section of the Ravagers, and Quill is shocked to see her, but Nebula isn't. She set up the meet. Gamora doesn't remember anything about the Guardians. Peter says she was everything to him and thought she was gone. That's. I have questions.
Right.
Yeah.
What's going on there? That's anything's possible. You can just rip a hole in the universe and have that person walk out, but.
Well, so we last saw her at the end of Endgame, right? And she took off without the Guardians, right? So I'm assuming this movie's mostly the emotional crux of it has to be getting her back.
I mean, that's a huge.
Oh, we're gonna get Baby Rocket.
What?
They
What?
said Baby Rocket looking terrified and getting grabbed by a hand.
It has to be.
I think do flashbacks.
Oh wait,
stuff?
but Baby Groot's not even a baby anymore. He's like a teenager now.
Right.
So
And in fact, I think he said we're getting a new version of Groot that we've never seen before.
Oh, Adam Warlock
Oh.
appears.
Oh,
go. Adam Warlock. Groot is a big boy now.
I really
point
hated that
indeed.
lanky teenage look. I'm glad that he's.
So
a tree
Adam
again.
Warlock was teased at the end of Guardians 2, right?
yeah, and that's confirmed to be played by Will Poulter.
Right.
Yes.
Who gets his head smashed in Midsummer.
I forgot
He's
about
on a sacred tree.
That's
which
right.
Is sort of a Groot.
So yeah, the trailer is apparently shifting between goofy and like really serious and sad. So it's gonna be gonna be
wow.
cool to see James Gunn
I
doing
mean,
this.
that's what he does, though, right? That's what he's good at. But Adam Warlock, I mean, he's kind of like a space Jesus
Yep.
character, right? So it's
He got like a proper introduction in the Guardians game that came out, which obviously different universe entirely, but
Yeah.
If you didn't play the Guardians game, you screwed up. Go check that out. Anyway, we have lots more of this coming up. We need to take a quick break. The MCU panel continues. It's going to keep going for a while, and I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg, so stick around.